I'm over here in Saratoga. I'm attending the Alliance180 equine organization. They put us up in a pretty nice dig. This is the Residence Inn over here in Saratoga. You get a full-size refrigerator, microwave, a hot plate, dishwasher, a nice little dining room table. You do have a living room with a desk, which is really nice. Saratoga Springs is known for their horse races and everything else, and they have a nice little decoration there. It was 90 degrees, so we just got done with the air show, and it is 28 degrees over here. So, but you have a nice little swivel TV. Kind of swivels back and forth depending on where you're wanting to stay at. A nice little queen-size bed. It looks like it's the AC, HVAC unit over there. They do have a USB, which is really always convenient. And then you have your bathroom here. That closet's not too shabby. Has an ironer board. Not his and her sink, but a nice little spacious sink where you can put your makeup on one side, your other stuff on the other. And then you also have your bathroom in here. And then their products they use is north 39 degrees. Or 39 degrees north. I don't know. Oh, it's eucalyptus and lavender. That's going to put me to sleep. When you do check in, they don't make you put a card down for anything. It is all free of charge for first responders and law enforcement and the military veteran. So again, it's Alliance180, which is a awesome organization. It's ran through Bob Nevins, which he's an amazing individual. And it is supported by Residents Inn here. So they give you a shirt, they ask you what size you wear. It's gonna be a little bit loud for a second. You get a map of the area, which is really nice. And then you have a nice little letter. This is on behalf of the team of Residents Inn by Marriott, Saratoga Springs. It is our pleasure to welcome you to our property. We appreciate your loyalty and commend you for your status to attend the Marriott Bonvoy. To show your recognition of your time and commitment, we like to provide you with this welcome bag, which is really nice. Saratoga Springs is actually a spring, and it's sparkling water, which is really cool. And then you get a candy bar, which, again, you know, when you've been on a flight for a few hours, it's kind of nice to have a little bit of sugar. You know, the room itself is really nice. I like it. I'm gonna be able to do some work. I got a couple of things that I need to do for the air show stuff that we recorded a while this last week. But this program is, like I said, geared strictly for veterans and first responders and law enforcement. So it's going to be really awesome to be a part of it. And I'll try to show you some stuff around what we're going to be doing. I think tonight we're going to dinner at Panera Bread. Everything's free of charge, which is, again, something that a lot of organizations don't do. So definitely look them up down below. We're going to have the link down there. It's Alliance180. They're on Facebook. They have a website. And you want to contact Bob to be a part of this. But all in all, right now, I'll show you more about what to expect as the day goes. So let's have a little chat. So night one is in the books. We are meeting tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the lobby. Breakfast is going to be around 8. Residents Inn provides breakfast, which is kind of nice. I'm not really a breakfast guy. I usually have like a protein bar. Since I've been on the Zepbound shot, I haven't really ate a lot of breakfast. But it's just kind of a way to have build that camaraderie and stuff like that. Dinner was really cool. We went to Panera Bread. Bob Nevins, who is the founder and main don't want to say benefactor, but he's the main person who puts a lot of these events together. Janelle, who's also the logistics coordinator, who pays for your tickets and everything else. And then there's another guy there named Jason. He is kind of like the assistant who's kind of doing a lot of behind the scenes as well. But all three of them together work as a really good team. There's another one tomorrow who is, her name is, oh my goodness, I want to say Melody. I don't know if that's correct. But she is the one who's going to be training us on what to do with the horses and everything. But like I said, Bob is the main guru. He's the main guy that you're really going to talk to when you do a lot of this stuff. But he went over what to expect for tomorrow. I'm not going to share a lot of that stuff because you got to really attend to be to understand what's going on. Well, I forgot that I have the shirt on. Yeah. But in reality, he goes over the conversation you're going to have with the horse, and it's all about body language. It's all about your ability to communicate non-verbally with the horse, speak their language in a sense. Talked about how he founded the organization, which is a really cool story. One of the great things I do like about this is that though we all go through a level of trauma and how they treat trauma is in Alliance180's eyes is trauma. So though some of us are combat related PTSD trauma type people, he has a variety of first responders who have seen their fair share of trauma on the field, whether it's responding to a police call where they've had to use lethal force, EMS, and even women and men who've experienced sexual assault and stuff like that. So all in all, they don't go over trauma. They don't go over, hey, your level of trauma is this, and yada, yada, yada. It is looked at as we've all experienced a level of trauma, whether it's through combat and so on and so forth. We connect all through, how can I say it? Whatever happens tomorrow in the round pen is what's going to happen at an individual level. So we don't go over anything. There's no talk therapy. It is your experience with the horse. We may go over a little bit what your experience was, and that's it. There's no talk therapy. There's no medicinal stuff. There's nothing like that. So it's really eye-opening when you experience something like this, because every place does their own thing. However, the way Alliance180 is doing it is through the polyvagal theory. And I'm not going to go into the schematics of that. If you want to research that, go ahead. And it's really interesting. But they look at it as a physiological response to trauma rather than a psychological experience. So though we all experience our own level of trauma, depending on what we did, whether it was in combat, whether it was on the front line, whether it was sexual assault or EMS responding to a really bad accident, or whatever the case is, the trauma is trauma. So, it's really interesting. I learned a lot with Bob. Like I said, I went through this program before when I was doing my master's, but this is completely different. This is, I am attending this as a participant. And like I said, if you're a first responder, if you're a law enforcement or veteran, or even armed services, I believe, all you have to do is talk to Bob and he'll invite you out. So these are all great experiences for everybody. There's a lot of different organizations that do a lot of these same things, but in my opinion, though I haven't gone to those, nothing's at the level that Bob is doing. So I'll reconnect with you guys tomorrow. I'm going to see what I can record, if any, out there at the farm, but we'll kind of go from there. But stay tuned, because I think it's going to be really eye-opening for a lot of people. So I just want to do a final review of everything that I experienced. Yesterday was the actual event. And like I said, I've done this before, but this time was a little bit different. The horse was a little feisty. So in the video that I'll be posting after this, you'll see, I hope, I don't know, but he nipped me a couple of times. And the Melody, who's the horse trainer and the class trainer, she's like, I knew it was about to happen. And I was like, why didn't you say anything? She's like, well, that's what you get. It was your experience. But one of the cool things about the thing is, afterwards, with the event, with your experience with the horse, you kind of debrief and you kind of go over everything that you experienced, and you're able to kind of share how other people's experiences impacted you and stuff like that. And it was really cool to go over that. I don't want to explain everything that happens in the pen. I want you to kind of experience it yourself. Lunch and dinner was provided. Being that it was my birthday and Bob's birthday, I had asked if Melody can bring the dessert that she had a while ago, and by special request, she brought it in. It was just as good as before. Melody is a fantastic cook. Her daughter runs like a farm stand, so it's really, she's just really talented. But the whole staff is really, really great. The hotel staff here is really great. Just a really great experience. Afterwards, on our way back to the hotel, Bob took us over to the track, showed us where the track was, a couple of the expensive homes and stuff like that. So all in all, it was a really great experience. Again, to qualify to even come here, you have to be a veteran, active duty, or a first responder or frontline worker. So those are the things that, if you're dealing with anything, give Bob a call. The link is going to be down below. Definitely check that out. And I hope you enjoy my experience with in the round pen. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to go into too much depth with it. I want you to kind of experience it yourself if you decide to come. But I appreciate you guys all stopping by.
All right. This is Claire. And his race name was Claire's Hero. And Claire really appreciates it. Somebody that's in kind of maintains their position. Because back and forth, he gets a little concerned. Yeah. So, yeah, he's very sweet. And he has another nervous tick sometimes. He'll go like this if he's unsure about something. And he likes to roll. So he may work. Okay. I just put quite a bit of things together. We're so static. It was driving me crazy. Yeah. And if he wants to roll first, you can allow that. That looks great. Just watch your long line. It's kind of in front of you. You might jump rope, so be careful. Here you go. Good. Looking and chewing, which is great. You can appreciate that. His ear is going over to you, which is great. Just dip his head a little. You can also acknowledge that. So thank him for those, and then you can prepare to change his direction. Half around 10 changes direction. Half, go try to match you. There you go, good. Nice. Good. Now make sure you're giving him space. There you go, good. And as you step out to the left a little on your circle, there you go, and walk forward. There you go, good. Nice. You're not finding that rhythm again together, which is great. He's looking at chewing, making his circle a little bit smaller, which is great. Looking in a little bit, which is lovely. And if you could just take that, if that's not quite your intention, just make it your idea. That's great. Just keep walking him, keep walking him. He's really asking to come in. You can invite him in if you'd like to. You just turn there, you wait for him, just wait, just wait. Take a nice deep breath. Step ahead one step. Step ahead toward him one step. He's yawning. Just hang on. Just, there he is. There he comes. You can just let your line down. You can just put it gently on the ground. There you go. Let go of his halter and just explore. There you go. He says I have an itch down there in that chest area. You like that? Look up where you're going and keep walking. Keep walking. Gets cheeky sometimes. Great. Keep going. Just keep going. Keep going. There you go. Good. Excellent. Really nice. Ask if you can go into his shoulder. Ask if you can go in there. There you go. Take a nice deep breath. Close your eyes. like that. It's chewing on you. Trying to mutual groom your head because you've got a good spot.
Ow! Sorry.
You're okay.
Super shocking.
Be careful. Don't let them think that they're interesting. Tell them they're part of you. Right. Here, bud. Here's